And looks like I am running out of solder, right, Mark Valuk? But, boom, free refills. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Are you guys sick of Whitewater episodes yet? I hope not, because there's more to come. Alright, here's what I'm working on. The upper flipper. So, I thought it was an end-of-stroke switch issue. It was, weak. Just a weak flipper. Posted on Pinball Repair Group. And Chris Hibbler, if you don't know who he is master of pinball knowledge. He wrote this out to me. Basically says it's not an end-of-stroke issue, because I sent a little video too, and said it basically could be bad solder, bad coil, or even an issue with the Fliptronics 2 board. Suggested to reseat the 13-pin connector, which I did. That had no effect. Checked the ohms on the coil. I checked, and the ohms were all right. Measured fine. So I pulled out the coil from the bracket. As you can see, I got some rigs here to hold the old coil in place, because as you can probably figure out, a new coil is going in. And I mean, all the solder looks fine. I'm gonna assume it's wired up correctly. I mean, I guess maybe there's a chance it's not. But when I went to pull out the sleeve, I'm having a heck of a time. So I kind of do recall when I must have removed the old sleeve just fine, maybe with some effort, but putting in the new sleeve, I think I did have to kind of jam it in there a little bit, which typically means the coil has got a little hot over the years. And the wrapper is pretty wrinkly. Typically it's nice and smooth too, like the new one. So I guess this could be heat. And what is this green tape here? That's not typically on coils either, right? Is it? I don't think I remember seeing green tape on coils. I never actually really paid much attention to that. That could be something. I mean, I have more original coils here. Let's look. No green tape. No green tape. Well, lots of green tape on that one. Here's another FL11629 reproduction. There's a tape around here for the lugs, but yeah, so what is going on with that coil? I do not know. So I'm going to shotgun replace the entire darn coil, rule it out of the equation. I checked the ohms on this coil and it measures perfectly good. And I think this actually was one of the lower flippers, come to think of it, which was incorrect, because the lower flippers, neither of them are FL11630. This is a 29 and this is an 15411. So both bottom flippers had these 30s in them. So I'll just repurpose this to this, and hopefully that will solve the problem. We'll see what happens. Alright, just switching over the wires here. And I did confirm by looking at the other coils that orange, blue, wait a minute, orange, we'll call that purple yellow, orange, okay, no, that does not help at all. Okay, we got, oh, that wire's not on very good, is it? I don't know if you can see that, but that's not looking all that healthy. Anyway, I don't know, maybe I'm just going to put the wires on the way that they were and hope for the best. But just wanted to say, side note, and shout out to Jim Wilkes for this tool. Thanks again. I'm definitely really getting the hang of it and using it on a very regular basis now. It's awesome. Thank you again. Love it. All right, so here's this old coil I'm in. It looks... Is that going to focus? Let's do this. Like, it looks okay. Now, here's this green tape, for whatever reason was on there. I'll remove that. I'm not sure why that was on there. But yeah, the sleeve, I'd really need to fight to get it out. But, I mean, it's supposed to be 150 ohms, 5 ohms, and then the total of the two, 160 ohms. For it to be correct. So here we go. 160, so that's the total. And then we move over here. 155. And this should be 5. You know, so 5 plus 155 was 160. So ohms are correct, but maybe it's just a little worse for wear. I mean, like, what is that? Just where the bracket was, the coil stop? I don't know. It doesn't look all that healthy. Hopefully my shotgun replacement of the new coil helps. But there it is. Soldered on there nice. A nice sleeve that moves in and out very freely. No problem. And we'll pop that in and see if that solves my problem. Okay. New flipper is installed. New coil. Let's see if we got good strength now. I don't know if I have high hopes about this, but let's say I'm about 30% thinking of success, 70% failure. How do we want to do this? We'll just start a game. Or will we? Need balls. Oh yeah, that's another thing. It can actually get stuck on that little ridge. That's up higher, eh? Huh. You know what? Why? That's a bit dumb. I do have my old one of these. Maybe it almost seems like a little bit bowed up here. Maybe? No? If I press down. Interesting. I could probably replace this ramp with my old ramp just to see if that ridge is as high. Because it would actually be just these two ramp screws and then the other two screws down the ramp a little ways, so that would be pretty easy to pop out and pop back on. But yeah, we can't have that. No, that is going on the to-do list. Anyway, one thing at a time. But before I forget. Okay. See, I had balls stuck in two places, but after my test games, never got stuck in either spot. That was, where was that again? Oh yeah, up here where the cliffy ends, and then at the top of the arch here when you shoot the no way out shot, ball got stuck there a couple times, but not in all the play testing we did. So I'm crossing that off, and I'm adding on ball stuck on ramp. And maybe we'll swap ramps, see if that fixes that. Alright. I really hope this works. No. Okay, maybe it is working. Okay. That's weird. I can give it resistance, but it seems to be flipping okay. Let's try a few more. I don't know, that does seem improved, but why can't I why can't I do this? I think I'm gonna change the end of stroke. Maybe it's not end of stroke switch, but maybe I'll change it anyway, just for good measure, because I can't do this with the bottom flippers. I'll just break my little fingies. So I don't know. I guess I'll just do some play testing and see how that goes. But right now it seems to be much improved. Okay, I ended up replacing the upper flipper coil and sleeve. Also has new coil stop plunger link, so it's pretty much all new except for end of stroke switch, and seems to be better. Let me know what you think. But occasionally it doesn't make it. Sometimes just barely. Sometimes with a little more oomph. And then there's that. So you can still kind of like fight with it a little bit. Oh, that's the end of game. But anyway, is that about the normal strength of the upper flipper should be, or should it be like flying right around the corner there? Oops, I was testing a little too much. I got 39 waterfall shots. Corey was asking me yesterday about an order at the Drapple store, Eddie Durazio. And I ended up hijacking his order and ordering a bunch of leg bolts and balls, adding significant weight to the order. And I was checking my leg bolt quantity to see how many I needed, because I knew I was running low. And look what I found in there. Those are from Eddie's store as well. And I was like, blue, what can I use? Blue, where can I use blue? Oh, white water. So I'm gonna go install those. There. Blue leg bolts on the front. Tiny little touch, but simple enough to do and cheap enough, so I like it. Now I think it's time to really actually organize my friggin' leg bolt situation here. I've got new, used, different styles, different colors. I have more used leg bolts than I need, so gotta figure out yeah, just get this crap organized. Alright, maybe I should have did this before I ordered 32 more leg bolts, because I've got 32 sets, like worth of sets. The gold might just go like on 2 different fronts of some machine. Somehow got a miscellaneous 5-pack there, so I have to order a random 3. But I've got 4 sets there, and then a whole bunch of used stuff. You know, this is actually a new, but I think this is like old EM style. The rest is used, and you can really polish this stuff up in your tumbler and get it looking really good. But I don't know, for the, like, let's see, about $1.50 a bolt maybe, roughly. So, you know, like 10 bucks for new bolts or less. It's often worth it just to do that. That goes in my head bolt section. Okay, so I guess I am somewhat more organized now. I was just puttering around on the computer here. Oh, we got a message. Iron Maiden or Guardians of the Galaxy? Is he asking me what the value of those is? Or offering a trade for my Transformers LE, which I just posted. Anyway, yeah, just looking to order some parts and stuff. Reinforced switch brackets for the green targets on the Whitewater is there. And this guy who has a big write-up, flippers.be, big write-up on Whitewater. I showed this before in a previous video. He says, under this little section called Trivia, that it is normal that the pinball hits the playfield with a hard shot on the left ramp in Sanity Falls. So, you know, my slow-mo of the ball coming around and hitting in the underside of the ramp, I guess that's normal. And it doesn't surprise me all that much. On a hard shot, that ball launches onto the playfield, and it's normal that the pinball hits the playfield with a hard shot. Well, yeah, because the ramp is up in the air. There's like an inch gap between the edge of the ramp and the playfield, but I guess it's not really saying anything about hitting the underside of the ramp, so we'll have to add that to a new Whitewater trivia, I guess. Okay, here's the old ramp, and I took a close look at it, and you can see, can you see? There. It's bowed. And I think that that just might be, look, compress it and flatten it. I think that might be a common thing with these ramps. I think that's what's going on with the ramp I have up there on the playfield, the upper playfield. I think that's what's causing the ball to get stuck there. So if I were to replace it with this ramp, I imagine it'd have the exact same issue. So I'm not sure if they just do that over time or it's part of the molding process, or if new ramps would solve it. But if I do lift it up a little bit, I can kind of flatten it a smidge. So anyway, I'm not going to replace that. I don't think it's going to solve anything. If the ball does get caught there, it just kind of trickles down in front of the flipper and you just flip it away, so no big deal. And it's never actually happened during gameplay yet, I don't think, just kind of when I was messing around and testing the upper flipper, so I think I'm good there. Well, I think it's about time this Whitewater gets a new piece of glass. I'll clean it up, install it, and do my first play testing with the glass on now that I'm fairly confident that things are working pretty good. Alright, so I did a half play test game with the glass on. Still not thrilled about that upper flipper. So I did pull the Fliptronics board here, and one of the screws was missing, so looks like it was out at some point. The bridge rectifier looks crooked, of course. That ain't straight. Must have been a Friday job, but it does not look like it's been replaced. It looks like a factory. So it doesn't look like there's been any repairs or anything on this board. I just reflowed all the headers. I know I already checked the fuses, but I'm going to double check them. I haven't looked at the circuit at all. I don't know what this cap does, but these are all supposed to be 3 amp slow blows. But it looks like a nice clean board, so maybe it's the female side. It needs to be repinned, because apparently this is, you know, an important connector for power. Yeah, so I'll give this a try, see if that improves the situation. Alright, board is installed. I'll give it another play test or two, and then I'll wrap it up for the night. And looks like I am running out of solder, right, Mark Valuk? But, boom, free refills. Alright, thanks boys and girls. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Alright, it just looks so nice with the glass on and kind of almost finished. We should do one quick little pan over before I end the video. Nothing too crazy. I'm gonna do a more elaborate video once all the mods are here and installed. But this thing has really come together, and really so stoked to have a whitewater again. And I really put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this bad boy. It is worth every minute. All right, now it's time to play.